it's light, it's open when it's dark. It's the treasure hunt amusement park. Masquerade and Forest Fen are closed, but there are plenty more rides than just those. There's Beacon Star and Treasure Man, Vegas Die and Oak Island. Give them a try and you'll be smiling. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook. Keep searching forever, start searching now. Grand adventures with K-Pro and Cow. The secret, a gypsy's kiss, the whistle pig. Come watch our show, win a prize, little or big. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook.
Dream of the treasure is the hook, K-Pro. $8,000 up for grabs in Denver. And that's why we do Beacon Star Thursdays. How are you, Christy?
I am good, but do you even see me on my thing? It's only showing you. Are you in the right view?
Yeah,
okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, it's whoever makes noise is who it'll show.
It should be both of us.
Once again, no, not when you share something, it doesn't.
Oh,
yeah, only because I was sharing a screen to show people the treasure hunting amusement park.
That's all the technical mumbo jumbo. Okay. So we're here to talk all things Beacon Star, but I have to tell you, I've negotiated a little bit with Mike. We didn't have a show Monday because I was a traveling fool. And because of that, we haven't had Forest Fen in a while. I have an entire list of, I'm just going to say things that
breaking news.
I have a set amount of time. And because I have a set amount of time, I'm only going to tee up what we are going to be talking about on Monday. Because I think it's important that everyone knows there's so much still happening. I have a lot of stuff going on. I have not been responsive to emails and things. But first and foremost, I would like to say happy birthday to Copper Dan when he gets in the room. Copper Dan!
Was that today?
Him. It is today. So, and
right.
he is on this path to healthiness and doing really well. So I just want to say, when you watch this back, Copper Dan, you rock. Happy birthday. I hope you had a great one. Okay. I want to show something else before I get into Forest Fen updates, because at 7:10 we're going to transition, so I only have a few minutes. We did a meetup in Raleigh, and I wanted to say thank you to Waverly, who
globe of the world.
Globe, but it's all of his. This is all the stuff related to his. He painted this.
There's a UFO in there, right?
Yeah, there's my look. Oh, wait.
There's the frog.
There's the
UFO's up top somewhere.
Yeah. It is so cool. There
it is. We got some constellations.
It was a wedding gift for us, and I want to say thank you. And it made it. I had to. It got here. I wanted to do a shout out to John Miller, who also sent a little something, and Mike's already showed that on our other video.
And thanks,
man, that was awesome. And look at my other search friend. I can't say who, but he likes how I'm kind of the investigative reporter right now. So look what he sent me. And now watch. Okay, you ready? Look at this. Look at this. You ready?
Nice. I can't believe nobody made a smart ass comment on that picture that I posted in Cowlazars and K-Pro's Grand Adventure on Facebook.
Yeah, so we're having fun over there. Anyway, I wanted you guys to know, thank you, because those things do make me laugh. And they're just fun. Okay, so things that we're going to be talking about on Monday. WSOF is going to happen either late January, early February. We want to get some dates out. We're thinking Feb 6. If Feb 6 sounds like a good day, that's Pro Bowl, so it's before Super Bowl, so the rooms will be cheaper. It's not Valentine's Day.
February 5, Saturday, February 5.
Yeah, 5, 6, yeah, that weekend.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about that. Fenbury, I haven't heard anything at all. I heard Amy and Desert File last I heard they were organizing something. Lots of questions I've had. I know nothing. So there is a pretty substantial email that I have gotten from a searcher that we will talk about on Monday. It's just more interesting for the people that are searching for the Nook. We'll go over the searcher meetup. I am going to talk about fairy tales and how I've retired the first set of fairy tales, which and why. There has been some updates for those of you that have been really watching. I have had some additional updates there. And then I call it Cynthia Gate. I did spend some time with Cynthia on the phone. Her Nook picture, but then the updated her taking down the shrine. I have talked to her. She wanted some things communicated. And so I will definitely give those updates. And then probably the funniest one, and those of you that know, I've had this a while, but I finally got time. So do you guys remember when I did the Dan Barbarisi interview? And I didn't get my book, and it got lost in the mail, and I joked around, it's with the frog from Santa Fe. Well, Dan's publicist contacted me and said, since you don't have the book, I can't give you the Kindle because it opens on that Wednesday. Your interview, you need to prep before that. Can I just send you the unedited version?
So you guys know what K-Pro did. You know what she did. And we're going to go over it on Monday.
Yeah, I just said, I'm sure if you want to send that to me. She sent it.
Unedited version.
I went through it. Basically, it was the version before the released final version of the book. And I just wanted to see if there were just little differences, like some flow and something. There was no there. Well, I went through, the chapters of the book that are important, the things about Jack, the things about June 6th, and there has been some content changes, let's just say. So I think it'd be important to tell you guys, I'm not going to draw conclusions. I'm just going to state facts. Why they were changed, that's not going to be for me. I'm just going to tell you more.
I heard there was a fairy tale in the book and they removed it. Is that true? That's what I heard. It's crazy.
You're level. And then two more things, and then we're going to move over to the greatest. I don't have my beacon star with me. Two things. If you guys knew Chris LaFrida, he was the one that found Forrest plane in Vietnam, and he's super resourceful. He is looking for someone for the reallifetreasurehunt.com. He's looking for a boots on the ground partner.
In Minnesota. Yeah.
In Minnesota. So if you happen to be somebody that can go boots on the ground, it sounds like he isn't going to be able to travel in, but he already is a part of the hunt and he wants a partner. So email me and I will pass his information on. But there is someone we have partnered up before. He is super, super smart, resourceful. He knows analytics stuff. It's amazing the stuff that he knows. So I wanted to say that. And then lastly, I have been given a new conspiracy theory. This person's actually been working on this for a while, has pictures of Forrest in a location in Wyoming. And then
real pictures of Forrest?
I don't know. They're not clear enough for me. We might need Robert to help weigh in. There has been some recent developments in this particular plot of land that is in Wyoming that is we'll go over it Monday. It's one that's kind of gaining traction with me, and I'm going, all of these things can't be a coincidence. And the person that's supposed to be involved is from a little town. I happen to know some people in that little town, and they're like, that person doesn't exist. And his name might be Jonathan. We have a conspiracy ahead of us. And we know that.
Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. It's the Beacon Star Hotline, everybody. Hey. What's up, Randy? Yeah. Okay. All right. Basically, Randy wants to know when we're going to get to the Beacon Star. So.
You're dead to me, Randy. Okay.
We will, Randy. Don't worry. We will.
Yeah. So there we go.
That was it?
I will go over. Yeah, the conspiracy. You told me 10 minutes. I was at 9 minutes, and then you got that.
Okay. That was Randy. That wasn't me. That was the Beacon Star Hotline. So
yeah, whatever. So all I know is it's interesting. So I want to kind of roll it out. I just got the permission of this person. I don't know how I'll roll it out, but there's a trust involved or an LLC. There's names. There's some things that line up. There's dates that line up.
Something tells me it's either another fairy tale or another conspiracy theory bridge is coming back real soon. Tune in.
Yeah, but I
Monday
need to
night.
get it all kind of organized, and it's not mine. I don't know if this person, if it's a she wants it out or not. I know she's probably in the room. Tell me and message, or I'll message you later. It's what it's going. Yeah.
Scary.
Okay, so let's move on to Beacon Star, because it is fun to have some other. I'm on the Beacon Star ride, but I'm affectionately looking over at the Force Fen ride. Still
Not concentrating.
And
So-
I've been given the okay that if anybody wants to ask me questions about Force Fen, I'm allowed to answer in chat. But no,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not going to talk.
So one, I'll say this: thumbs up for the Beacon Star Thursdays. Thumbs up for K-Pro still involved in the chase. I'm there. It's just I'm just gonna do it on Mondays. Forest Fen Treasure found on Mondays. Super chat's on in case you have a question that just has to be asked or read. And K-Pro, what's that shirt you're wearing?
40th anniversary Super Bowl.
That is when the Super Bowl was in Detroit. That's an old T-shirt of mine. I thought it looked familiar, so I was like, "Hey, where'd that come from?" So that's like a one-of-a-kind shirt. Only Super Bowl ever.
Well,
to
we're
be played in
married, so
Detroit.
what's mine is mine, and what
That's
yours
true.
is mine.
That
So-
is true. I'm finding all kinds of stuff I put in the closet coming out. Okay. So speaking of real life treasure hunt .com, we were actually supposed to give one away. You remember when we had them on the show, and we
Yeah.
kind of spaced on that. We didn't give one away. The hunt starts this weekend. It's like a Father's Day hunt. So I don't think we can get it in on time. So what we're going to do is we'll give one away for the next one. He's got another big one planned over the summer, and me and K-Pro will make sure we have them back on. I want the people who figure out, and we know some people in the chat and some people we know from Minnesota are going to be working on it. We hope it's one of you that finds it. So we want you to come on when you do find it with him to go over the solution, and we'll give away one of the entries to the next one. Okay. So
Yep.
reallifetreasurehunt.com starts this weekend. Check it out, everybody. Okay. Switching over to the Beacon Star, we are going to give away some books. First off, if you don't have it, or you know somebody that needs it, or yours is just ripped up because you ripped out the pages and you put lemon juice on them and you wrote all over them and all kinds of stuff, and you need a new book, we want to give these away to some people. We have a whole bunch to give away. So what we want you to do is just email us. Email KPro3. Actually, put both of us on it and put Beacon Star in the subject line. KPro3@AOL.com, Cowlazars@gmail.com, and just explain why you want the book. Do you live in Denver? Would you like to go to Denver? Maybe you know somebody. Just give us a reason, and we're going to go through those, and we're going to pick somebody to get a free book. So basically, tell us why you think you should get a free book.
Well, or
the
it
Beacon
doesn't
Star.
actually have to be you. Maybe it is my
Or a gift.
father just lost my mother and he needs a new hobby and I want to send him this. Or one of my friends are COVID bound and I'm sick of it, so let's get him involved. Or I don't know. And we can send surprises.
And Eleanor says, I know someone that needs one. So email us, Eleanor, explain it.
Yeah.
Give us the details, and maybe we'll read it on the next live show, and we'll pick a couple of those and we'll give away some books. Okay, Beacon Star, let's jump right into it because there's definitely a lot to go over. That's the cool thing with the Beacon Star is you don't really run out of stuff to go over. At least that's been my experience with it. So what we're going to do is this. Let's recap real quick.
Those
Yeah, those are a lot of notes from years ago. Let's recap what we went over last week's Beacon Star. The prize, Randy put out the triangle puzzle. The prize was 5,000 in gold coin +1. 6 questions on mysterious writings. He had a code at the end. That solution was extra steps make simple code fun. He put out a clue video. He said he hit a milestone. Wouldn't tell us what the milestone was, but he put out a clue video where he did Morse code. And the answer to that was there are 22 boots on the ground locations. Hashtag Chuck Woolery. Anybody know what I'm talking about? 22. The back of the book, those numbers translate to search for clues. You found first one, except the O should be an R. So over here, whenever we find a little anomaly, a little that's
Aberration.
not right, a little misspelled word, we're going to say what it should be. So the O should be an R. That's what the equals is. Why he did that, we don't know. Also, I don't know if Randy has ever actually admitted that that is intentional. I don't think he's ever said it was a mistake, but I don't ever think he came out and said that misspelled word on the back of the Beacon Star right here was intentional. So it would be interesting to hear from the man himself if he's like, no, there's a reason for that. That's intentional. We think it's a hint to something, but we don't know that for 100% for sure. The other thing is page 19 we solved. Page 19, you look at these puzzles and you think, I just have no idea where to start. They're too hard. They're too difficult. I want to throw the book away. Don't do that because page 19 solved. What kind of square did we use last week for page 19, K-Pro?
A 5x5 super duper
enormous Polybius square. And that solution was start at 12. And there it is. That's the recap, everybody. That's what we went over last week. So this week, there's so many different ways we could go. But what we are going to do, no, Huli, I did not say I have it mostly solved. When you say 21, oh, the boots on the ground locations, I think those are mostly solved, and we're about to go over that. So luckily, a friend of ours, Craig Carter, he lives in Denver. And some of us in a Zoom, Craig gave us the solution that he had. He had this back in October. He may have been the first person to figure it out. I don't know, but this is who I got it from. And I wanted him to come on the show, but he didn't want to. He's not at the point where he wants to come on the show, but he did give me the okay to release the solution. And that is the solution to page 35, K-Pro. So if you look in your book to page 35,
mine's in pieces.
Kids that are following along, this one right here, find clue from each. We're gonna go over the solution.
34 to 37, and then a bunch.
I had to take them out to scan them in, obviously.
Okay, 61.
Chasing Indy says FOO, he means FUBAR. Or it's a placeholder in computer programming or computer related documentation. Interesting. So yeah, I just wonder if Randy intentionally spelled it that way or not. Not that it matters, but if he did intentionally spell it that way, then it does matter because obviously it means
what
something.
page are we on?
35.
35.
Over on the nightstand is the good book if you want to grab it.
No.
Oh.
Okay. See, I got it. Hey, Randy, look what you made people do, Randy.
Well, I had to scan them in back then. Pablo Sinfonian says, I'm in Denver, but you have the book, Pablo. And if you don't, if you need the book, make sure you email me, cowlazars@gmail.com. So here's the deal, guys. This book, A Beacon Star, is going to take a lot. See how I got my Beacon Star shirt on, K-Pro?
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome.
This book is going to.
I do have a question though. Did Randy come up with the green because of Cowlazars green?
Ooh, who had Cowlazars green first? Because if you guys know the logo, it's the green UFO, the green. Yeah, that's actually a good question. I'm not sure. I know Randy's been Star Thinker since the 70s, so he's definitely got Star Thinker. Yeah, Chasing Indy says with him, everything is intentional. Hey, born in Denver. Jeep Girl. Yes, Jeep Girl Jody. All right, Pablo's in. And then somebody emailed me recently. Was it Samantha? Yes, Samantha reached out recently and said, I live in Denver and I've got the book too. So you guys are all invited to do a private Zoom after this show. Just email me. So I have your email address, cowlazars@gmail.com.
Well, and the reason that it's good to go through Mike on that is we have the professional version. So it's not limited in the time and it's not limited in the numbers, and we can record it if you want to. So those are some of the reasons why it's good to be hanging with Mike in the Zoom.
Green screen, green. But what I was going to say is this book is going to require a lot of boots on the ground to Denver. I know some people have put in the work and they've done it, but it's possible we might have some wrong locations. We might have some locations that are iffy. And it would be great if we had a team of people, a plethora of people who would be able to go boots on the ground. You know, it's summertime. It's perfect time, right?
Randy kind of said that. And one of them, he was like, some of the puzzles haven't even been discovered. And some people think they have some stuff and they're wrong.
Well, I think there might be something to do with joint codes. And I'm going to discuss that on page 35. I wonder if there's a solution and then maybe there's another solution. Maybe there's double encoding. That one right there. So what I was saying is we need a bunch of people to go boots on the ground to verify some of these places. So if you are interested and you're like, hey, I like hiking, I like going to parks around Denver on the weekends, email me and we could set up something. And it's just for confirmation that we have this stuff correct. But again, big thank you to Craig Carter, who let me share what we're about to share right now. He came up with this solve back in October. And what's funny is he actually told me, why he sent me Randy's video that Randy made on why he realized the GPS numbers were what they were. Randy did a direct response to the Forrest Fenn GPS solve. You remember, K-Pro. And this is back in October 6th of last year when the whole GPS Nook situation went down, 6 exclamation points.
Oh no, let's not take some people. That's PTSD for some.
Oh, did I trigger somebody? So Craig and I think Bobby and Nemo and a couple other people, they had been working on page 35 and they thought it was a Sudoku type of thing. They were trying to plug in numbers in the X's and they actually had a couple things that they thought fit. They were seeing a pattern. But then Randy made this video. And again, Valentine Goose is the channel. I invite everybody to go subscribe. If you're going to be involved in the Beacon Star, if you're going to have the book,
Randy. You
got to be subscribed to Valentine Goose on YouTube because Randy's dropping hints. He's dropping bombs. So this is the one that he did back on October.
Well, but let's clarify that. He only drops bombs for everyone. Don't try to email him directly. I've tried to bribe him. I send him stuff. He sends it back. I tried to get his friends, by his family. I sent treats to his cats. None of it works, people. So when he does give out any hints, he does it on his YouTube.
Valentine Goose.
Everyone can see it.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Here we go. Let's see if you guys can figure out what the hint is.
And degrees, minutes, seconds. And, to me, that was something I used as a kid. But, when you get into the computer age, everything is decimal. So I've always used decimal notation for my GPS coordinates. I always used decimal notations for my GPS coordinates.
Subtle, Randy.
Wow.
Real subtle.
Not the first time.
You didn't catch it?
No.
All right. I'm going to put this in the chat room. Go subscribe to the Valentine Goose. And Randy does that. He drops hints. And we're going to talk about yet another puzzle that has been solved. This is a brand new one to me. This is, in fact, breaking news, everybody. We're going to talk about this after page 35. And I'll go over what Matt thinks was a clue in one of Randy's videos to that. So it's possible that Randy's like the Kaiser Soze of treasure hunts. He's just dropping hints in all his videos left and right. We don't even realize it. We don't even realize what's going on.
Well,
anybody who watches The Usual Suspects, you might know what I mean.
It's like, what?
Exactly.
How did you do that, Randy? It's magic. You bring magic to the world, Randy.
Kaiser Soze of the treasure hunting amusement park. Okay. All right. Page 35. Here we go. So that when Craig Carter saw that back in October, he was already working on page 35. He already had the numbers in his head. And when he heard decimal degrees, he realized that's what that page is all about. And I got to give Craig a lot of credit because then he actually figured it out. You can know that that's what's going on with the puzzle, but then you've got to actually figure it out. And I think Samantha, who emailed me, said she had actually figured it out before that. I think Meep said that she had figured this page out before that. So congratulations to everybody who had it.
You know what? I think it's really funny. So 2 things. Adam asked, how long has this been going for? I think 2017, so 4 years. Mm-hmm. But here's the other thing. So I have 3 different people that are emailing me and corresponding with me, texting and stuff on Beacon Star. Mm-hmm. And they all have different parts solved that the others don't.
We would all just come together.
Over.
Band of the hand.
But people are wanting $8,000 is $8,000. That's nothing to sneeze at. So they're wanting to keep it close. And they know that I'm like not that into it yet. And I'm not actually, one did make me make an agreement that I usually do not make. And I told you, Mike, I'm not allowed to tell Mike.
What kind of an agreement is that? She's going to share things with K-Pro and she can't tell me.
Well, but her solve and you're actively working on this.
Yeah, true. Well, some people are like, I just want it solved. I'm not so much I'd love for me and you to go look for it this fall in Denver. But if somebody gets there before us based on these videos, good for them. I'm not in it to try and
oh my gosh, you're not gonna sue and bro, sue.
Right. Yeah, 4 years, Adam. That is correct. Is Randy the new Forrest Fenn? Albert says, is Randy the new Forrest Fenn? Interesting.
I think there's lots of the net. When you watch a TV show, I'm just starting to get into TV because of Mike. And you watch a TV show and they bring a different actor in, but it's the same role the next year.
Mm-hmm, yes.
That no one will ever be Forrest Fenn, but it's okay. The show goes on.
Exactly.
And Randy doesn't give secret hints, so no.
And Randy uses the Denver Museum of Science, which was the 10th clue for Forrest Fenn. So there is a little relation going on.
Oh my gosh.
There's something going on there. All right, let's get to Craig's solution.
Come on.
A lot of
let's
people
do
in the
it.
chat are saying I had this already. I had it back then.
Well,
And
look at that. So you're just behind, Mike. Gosh, I thought you were a co-breaker Charlie.
That's right. A lot of it is time. How much time? What did I do with?
Yeah, that's a shout out to honey, stop giving me a to-do list. No, we have to-do lists. We have 4 kids. We have 16 animals. We have
We have 4 spend Mondays. All right. So this is page 35, everybody. You got a bunch of numbers, you got a bunch of X's, and you have read clue from each. Now, Craig went through and highlighted the X's because we all saw these numbers and just thought, what in the world is going on?
Oh,
Well,
it's obvious GPS.
it's what?
It's GPS.
Yeah, well, it's obvious now, isn't it, Gabriel? Right. And then this is where he says October 6th. Randy did his hint video. Thank you very much, Randy. Always use decimal for GPS coordinates. Wink. And then Craig realized what it was. But look at how easy it is once you know what it is. There's latitude and longitude for GPS, right? There's 2 sets of coordinates, right? K-Pro, you know that, latitude and
Right,
longitude.
of course, yeah.
Okay, for the latitude, you have to start at the top left corner and just go leapfrog every other number. Look, 39746512. That is a latitude number that leads you in Denver. It's a line along Denver. And then you keep going and down the right-hand side, 3974615. And then you keep going. The next number, 3971912. You're just going around in a spiral shape. And when you get back to the beginning, you go to the inside line. This number, the 8 goes here, and you go all the way down to here. Make sense? It's every other number just counting in a spiral. And this gives you all these latitude numbers right here. Now, how do you get the longitude, though? What do you think, April? How would you get the longitude?
Hold on. My head just exploded. I'm putting it back in my brain, back in my skull. Hold on. Okay. So yes, this looks like a very, very complicated mess, but I can explain this to a child. So Randy, you are a magician. Okay. So I would say you figure out what is the longitude number. Just give me the first 2 numbers of the longitude of Denver.
Longitude would be like 105 or 104. I think it's 104 off the top of my head.
Okay, so you're going to, okay, so in the upper left corner, right under 3, there's 1, and then go up 1, 0.
So zigzag like this?
No, go up 1.
105. There's a 105.
No, so if you go between the 1 and the 8, right there, go
right.
up 1 over 1.
Up 1, yeah, zigzag, meaning up 1 over 1.
Not a zigzag, that's working its way around.
Okay, well, Randy made it easier than that. If you start here and go clockwise to the middle, now you reverse it and you use the other numbers to go backwards out.
Did that.
No, you said up here in the corner, right? He's down here. Look, this is how you go from
the 1
clockwise from inside to out. So you start on the inside. You start right here. 104. Yeah, I was right. 104. So 104,95323 goes all the way around. Read clue from each. And then you go 1 level up, 104,95284. And it just goes all the way back out. So if you go back to the beginning, you've got a bunch of seemingly random numbers, except they're not. Every number is used. That's what the beauty of this puzzle is. Every number is used in order to get 11 GPS coordinates for 11 locations. 11 latitude, 11 longitude, decimal degrees that take you to exact places in Denver. It's just you had to figure out the pattern on how to read it, which was kind of a spiral.
But
skipping every other number.
Albert saying Forrest would have been disappointed in all this math. There's no math at all. None. Zero. I'm not even adding 2 numbers together. All we're doing is leapfrogging around.
Thanks, Mark. Mark Lewis says, I sent in my email for why I should be considered for a book. You got it, Mark, and we will take a look at those.
CZ Shred is with me. I had the right idea. Thank you, CZ Shred. Mike does not understand the motivational factor needed with someone like me that's not a code-breaker Charlie. You go, yes, but rather than no.
Yes,
right?
but it's wrong. Matt points out there is a 105 right there. There's 2 105. So it does move from 104 longitude to 2 105s. But again, the pattern is the same. You just keep reading every other number going outward, and you will get these GPS locations. Now, Craig, he could have stopped there. He could have said, there's your solution. Boom. Share it for the world. Give it to everybody.
everyone.
Boom, fireworks, explosion. It's over. Randy's going to call and say, shut it down again because we're giving out too much.
Right.
But no, Craig
No.
Carter actually went to each one of those locations and sent us pictures. And that, I think, is going to be breaking news as well. I know other people have done it, but I don't think anybody's publicly shared it before until tonight.
Wait, now do you have written permission from Craig? He's okay
Yes.
with this? He's not going to sue you?
Yeah. And Craig Carter gets all the permission. So everybody thank Craig in the chat. Anybody who didn't have this, thank him in the chat. And then also Matt Brewer is in the chat, and he's got some breaking news that he said was okay to share. And we're going to do that after this. So there's all kinds of breaking news tonight for the Beacon Star. Okay.
You know what? I should take that phone from you. Randy's going to call you soon and say, stop.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
All right. So, and check it out. Now, what do you think the X's were for, though? See how there's X's around read clue from each? Well, the other answer is, so, okay, we were able to discern or solve 11 GPS locations from this puzzle. But what does read clue from each mean? Does that mean from each X? Does that mean from each location? That hasn't been solved yet. We need to figure out how we are supposed to read clue from each, unless somebody in the chat can tell me they've figured that out and they understand what that means. And that one's still
clue at each one of those locations is what I had taken it, and it's on a plaque that you have to read from.
And that's a good point. And I would say read clue from each location, because that's what the solve of the puzzle
Read
was.
something. You're
Right.
physically reading either a memorial, a plaque,
Something.
a street sign, something.
Right. Thumbs up,
I don't know.
everybody, for
I'm
Craig
just throwing
Carter.
this out because I have no idea. I got this far. Look how far I got.
You got the X's. I got you. The X's were just placeholders, I think, because he kind of ran out of room. And plus it throws people off. It makes people focus on the X's instead of the numbers, I think, in my opinion. Okay. So maybe there'll be something that the locations have in common. And that's what we read a clue from.
How many? Okay. That's not, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
I'm
And so these are the locations: City Park, opposite the Boy statue. Another one in City Park, which I guess is a very big park right next to the Denver Museum of Science. The Boy statue, Cranmere Park, Ruby Hill Park, Lowry Sundial, Newman Center for Performing Arts, Bicentennial Park, Stanley Lake Library, War Memorial Rose Garden, National Trust, Historic Denver, and a third one in City Park in front of the museum. So
Yeah.
here are the pictures that Craig took.
Ooh, Craig, you're a rock star. You're
Yeah,
laying it
this is
out.
pretty awesome.
So there's a
Location
sundial, there's a man, and it says our fathers. Okay.
by the Daughters of the Union Veterans of the Civil War. So location 1, we have a sundial in City Park. Okay. And there's a picture of it. The side, it's on a pedestal. There it is up close. Kind of cool. And Randy has talked about sundials in his videos. That's why I say maybe he's the Kaiser Soze of treasure hunts. He's been dropping hints all along and we haven't realized it. We may even have to go back and analyze some of his videos to try and find out if that's the case or not. Location 2, City Park Boy statue. So we got a boy. I thought he was one of those P statues, but I don't think that's what it is.
That's a sundial, right?
This also is a sundial. That's right. A gift to Denver by so-and-so in memory of Elizabeth Allen Sopris. Okay. Now we don't know at this point, how do we read a clue from each? Is it the plaque? Is it the sundial itself?
Wow.
That's the question, is how do we read a clue from each? And I would hope that there may be a hint in the book that tells us, but I don't know that part yet. Or what's more likely is one of the other puzzles, once we solve them, it's going to tell us how to read a clue from each of these locations. One of the other puzzles in the books, like the triangle puzzle, maybe.
Okay, how about all you smarty pantses that said you already figured this out? Have you figured out the part that's read clue from each? Come on, guys. Craig just put up, tell us. Keep going, Mike. Keep going with the pictures.
Okay. So we've got 2 locations, 2 sundials. Cranmere Park, look at that one. So I wonder who the leaders are in Denver to put up all these sundials. Pretty cool. I mean, I think it's awesome, but it is interesting they have all these. And it's different types. You've got one that faces straight up. You've got one on a pedestal. You've got a huge one here on the ground.
Well, Jeep Girl Jody says that's a Suprius sundial.
Suprius. Oh, see, we might have to get into sundials to understand the differences on how you read them, those kind of things.
Does Randy have a book on sundials?
I know he likes sundials, and yeah, that's a good question. He might.
Oh,
So this
a
one-
few are Erickson dials. I don't know the differences, but okay.
Yeah, I didn't know the difference either. Ruby Hill Park. Look at this one. An actual thing up in the air that points down. It's like a sundial that points down depending on what type
Cool.
of day it is. Yeah, that's really cool. So it's a type of sundial. It's just different than the other ones. Summer, spring, you can tell like equinoxes. There's really cool things you can do depending on the type of sundial. Now, again, read clue from each. What is the clue we're supposed to be reading? Is it a number? Like right here on this particular day, it was pointing at number 1. So my theory is, are we supposed to go at the exact same time of day to each of these locations? And you'd have to do it over 11 days to get 11 locations, like noon every day. Remember the other puzzle that said start at 12? What if you have to go to each sundial at noon and that number, it's just a guess. I don't know, but it's going to take some people to go boots on the ground to figure that out.
Well, didn't Randy say in one of his videos, like you guys have only figured out even half the puzzles, like the words?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's in the, I don't know.
In the, I think there's puzzles in the text that we haven't even figured out yet. Oh, we're going to go over the text. Don't worry. If only somebody had the book in a Word document, we would maybe be able to search it and go through some text, but that's going to be a future show, I guess. So you're not the only one that can do it, Randy. Okay. That was Ruby Hill Park. Lowry. Look at this big one. That one's huge. Look at that bad boy. Sundial 2011 or Lowry. Okay, so I wonder what this is like around it, how you read it. Are these numbers or something? Maybe, what would really be cool is if somebody could go to each locations and actually take video, actually walk all the way around it, take video of all these. So everybody who can't go to Denver could like see what it is we're dealing with here. So far, everyone has had a sundial, and that seems to be the common denominator. Newman Center for the Performing Arts. Well, I don't see anything here. Do you, K-Pro?
I see a light.
Boom. Sundials on the side of the building. Look up. If you don't look up, you might miss it. That is a very interesting sundial. What is this thing called that sticks out from a sundial? Do you know? I want to say stylus, but that's not right.
Stick out thingy?
Stick out thingy, yeah.
Mine's a technical term, though, so I don't know what the other is.
Type. Jeep Girl Jody says she made a map, and that might be what we had to do. There's Craig. Craig Carter is in the chat. He says the X's are just place fillers, I believe, because longitudes are 1 digit longer, 11 extra digits. And there it is. So there's the explanation. So thanks for the solution, Craig. Thanks for letting us share it. And thanks for the pictures. The pictures make it super helpful. Bicentennial Park. Here is yet another sundial. Look at all that stuff. Now, read clue from each. I mean, you could read all kinds of things from here once we knew what we were supposed to read.
I like your idea of at noon every day, they all point to something.
Or a certain time. Maybe it's not noon, but maybe there's something. And that's going to take some boots on the ground, though, to try and decipher it, right? But it would be fun to go do it, wouldn't it? Location 8, the Stanley Lake Library. This is another huge one. Each of these pedestals is a number. And this thing is the actual sundial of some kind.
Meep's got stuff too. You guys are throwing.
I think Meep's had this before Craig Carter did, I think, but I could be wrong on the timing. But Christy's had things close to her vest for a while. Words are written twice, but only read once there. Okay. Yeah, there are lots of sundials in Denver. That's what I said, Lucky Digger. I was like, wow, they like sundials there, don't they? Okay, location 9, the War Memorial Rose Garden. And there it is. Apparently, if you go here and then maybe you turn around, Craig, you can say there's a pavilion and then there is a sundial, I guess. I thought this was it for a minute, but it looks like this is a drained water, like a water fountain. So, War Memorial Rose Garden
has said it points to different places in different times of the year. Has Randy ever said, can this be discovered any time of the year? Or is it like you only can really read the sundials, December 12th every year?
That would be a good question. Can the clues be figured out any time of the year? Because if you ask him, can you find it? He's going to say, sure, you can go find it any time of the year once you've figured out what all the clues mean. Can the deciphering of the clues be figured out any time of the year?
Right.
June 20th is the
12 could also be page 12.
It could be. It could be. And we're going to get to that in a future show, I think. Okay. Now, so that's the sun, but that sundial looked like this one. Is that not the same thing? Oh, no, it's not, because there's a parking lot back here. And this is a house. So this is different. This is at
It's the
War
same
Memorial.
type of
Sundial. Yep. The historic Emerson School Building, 1884. Oh, I don't see a. Oh, there it is, right there. I didn't even see it at first. Look at this.
Oh,
This is
God.
the sundial. It's like in this window thing, which was to be on the corner of the building. Maybe it's over here. There it is. And now location 11 is interesting. This is the back of the Denver Science Museum of Science there. This is City Park. Now this one, there is no sundial. So this almost seems like maybe this could be a starting location or something.
Did you see Susie's comment? How
No.
about 10 o'clock since X means 10 from the grid? Maybe.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Susie. I like it. I like it. 3 of them are Ericsson sundials, Craig says. Okay, so the same ones. What are the chances Randy's hunt leads us to Denver's best pizza places? That'd be okay by me. Because Denver is on one of the prime meridians, makes it good for sundials. Okay, I like it. And then, yeah, this is the Denver Science Museum, which is a favorite place of Randy's, I guess. And there it is, everybody. There is the solution to page 35. So if you didn't have it, now
There's
you
a
do.
partial solution, I think.
Well, right. Read clue from each. We still got to figure out how we do that. It's interesting that 10 of the 11 spots have a sundial of some kind. How
Well,
are we supposed to read that sundial to get a
so
clue?
is there a reason that the X's were put? Because in here, this X could be a little higher, a little low. Maybe there's the, I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas.
Why is the placement there? And how many X's are there, K-Bro? Can you count them real quick?
I already
How many?
counted.
How
15.
many? 15.
15.
15. All right. Well, Craig is saying they were there because the longitude numbers have one extra digit than the latitude. So there were spaces, but could there be something else? That's Randy's sneaky. I wouldn't put it past him to have
Randy?
something else.
Sneakers.
But wait, everybody, there's more. Matt Brewer in our Zoom last Thursday, and we're going to do a Zoom tonight. So make sure you guys email me. If I don't already have you on my Zoom list and you want to partake in the discussion tonight, this is off YouTube. This is open to anybody who wants to join. Email me, cowlazars@gmail.com. Gnomon is the pointer of a sundial, Matt says. Gnomon. Gnomon? Not sure how you pronounce that. No Gnu's is good Gnu's with Gary Gnu's. Anybody? Okay, Pro, you're too young. Gnu's? Gnomon?
Young and you're not? What are,
Come on, somebody in the chat. All the good Gnu's with Gary Gnu's?
wait,
Come on.
wait.
I can't be the only one.
Am I seeing? I'm seeing a happy birthday to Dan. Did Dan come in the room?
Oh, and Albert Campus just had a birthday 2 days ago. So happy birthday, Albert.
Oh, nice.
And if you did come in the room, happy birthday, Copper Dan, but I haven't seen him yet.
I haven't either.
Dan's been losing weight. Dan's been looking good
Yeah, that was my healthy comment. I was just saying it a little differently. Like, dang.
for a
good
white
for
guy,
you.
you know. Sorry. All right. See, you're distracting me. We got to get back to the Beacon Star.
No, can I throw out something? I
Not to
know
be fused with a Gons from the story. That's right, Christy. Go ahead.
So Randy, there's 2 different places from what I understand, or really one main forum. When I hear 12, I think of 12th, the place that all this stuff used to be. Would he have put,
12.org. Right.
would he have put something there?
I think it's so old. That's another question. Is everything you need contained in this book? I think Randy has said it, but maybe he could say it again for new people. Everything you need is contained in this book is what I'm assuming. You don't have to go anywhere else. You may have to research something, but Copper Dan, happy birthday, Dan.
Copper Dan. We've said it several times. The chat says it. We all love you. Good for you for getting healthy, especially during the COVID pounds we've all packed on. You do everything against the grain. You're losing weight. You're getting healthy. You're being awesome with all of your awesomeness.
Sassy says, I'm older than you and I don't remember it, but Stuck in Chaselandia got it. Gary Gnu's from the Great Space Coaster. Great Space Coaster? Nobody? There were puppets. It was a kid show.
Oh, it's a
Gary
TV show?
Gnu's.
Why
It's
are
a
you
TV show.
asking? Okay, chat. He's not asking me.
Are Gnu's animals? They are actually. It's a type of animal anyway. Okay, so let's get back to Matt Brewer's breaking news. Now this is interesting. I should have looked up the Randy Pischel Valentine Goose video, Matt. So do you remember, K-Pro, when Randy was talking about going to the carnival and he lost a bunch of money at the carnival or the fair? It
Yeah.
was, I can't remember which video it was in, which is why I didn't bring it up. Otherwise, I was going to clip it. And in that video, Randy's saying, he's talking about a ride. He's talking about every other car. And he kept saying every other car. I forget what it was. If it was a Ferris wheel, if it was a game, I forget what he was talking about, but he said every other. And Matt went, every other sure sounds like a hint. So he went to the big block of code, which is on page, big block of code. Give me a
This
second.
one, right? With all
That
your
one right
photos?
there. Yeah. Yes, that one right there. The big block of code. We do that. We do that.
We do that, and then this, and then, oh, here's another one. Mike's worked on this one a lot.
Uh-huh. Big block of code. Nope, that's the actual
Page
grid.
55.
55. There it is. This we call the big block of code. Look at this, K-Pro. Make your head explode. There's a lot happening here, right? So when Matt heard every other one, he went to this and he thought every other one. Maybe you just skip every other letter. And sure enough, he found GPS coordinates in the big block of code. And what tripped him off is that there are dots or periods that you would use in decimal degrees. There's a dot here. There's a dot there. And big shout out to Matt Brewer for allowing me to share it for everybody. Because again, if people come to me with these solutions and say, don't share it, I won't. So that is, I didn't know about this.
Okay, so can I give you my own breaking news, which if you're just getting started in this hunt, you might not know. Mike's gonna go, that's not breaking news. This block of code has at least 5 different puzzles within it. So you're not looking at 1 or 2 or 3. There are tons of things that you find in this block. So it's not only you skip every other one, you find the, and you move on. It's going to be, there's lots packed in here, right, Mike?
Yes, there is a ton. And I think there's a lot more that we have not found yet, because look how much you could hide in this thing. This
Yeah, like
monster.
Jassy just said, there's like 6 or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots.
There's a lot. But for this one, which was news to me, there is GPS coordinate.
GPS.
And the way you, what's that?
GPS is everywhere for Randy.
Well, what other way do you precisely lead somebody somewhere, Mr. Forrest Fenn?
Exactly, like that's how
GPS.
Forrest was solved. And yeah,
Right.
exactly. Okay.
So he went to the periods right here, and he said, okay, do we have numbers by the periods? Well, look, there's a 5. Now, let me zoom in so everybody can see it. If you go to this period, there's a 5 and there's a 9. And you kind of go around and go, oh, well, there's a 3. And with his every other one, where you're skipping every other number, look, 39.7317. And that is a coordinate that leads in Denver. So again, you find the period.
With all of them, like you did the other one, and there's 12 more.
Well, there's only one that's been found in this block of code that I know of, but this is a way to find it, or a way that other ones could be hidden, because I think there are other dots in here. So 39.7317. Now we got to find the other dot to get that's the, I think, latitude off the top of my head. Now we have to find the longitude, which is usually 104. And if we go right here, 105, I take it back. Here's the dot. Let me zoom in. Here's the dot. You go 2 up, 105.24224. 242, just like Forrest Fenn, right? Too far to walk, 242. So that is a GPS coordinates. And when you plug a GPS coordinate, and when we plug that into Google Maps, let's see where it takes us.
Hold on, I gotta get my.
Right. Let me find out what I did with it. So thank you to Craig Carter, and thank you to Matt Brewer for sharing those 2 things. Now, Craig, did you know about the GPS and the big block of code? That's what I want to know. It was breaking news to me. Okay, so if we go here and we go here and we close this.
And then we do that, and then we carry the 4.
And we go over here.
Looks so complicated, no math involved. There you have it.
And we go to Google Maps.
Site.
There's probably a better website for coordinates, but I'm going to use Google Maps. 39.73170 north by 105.24224 west takes us where, K-Pro? Takes us to
Denver.
Takes us to the outskirts of Denver. Takes us to Lookout Mountain in Denver.
Ooh,
and it's just this seemingly random area in the middle. Like, I mean, there's nothing really there, but it's a place. So what I've heard is this is a huge lookout area. You go up here and you can see all of Denver. That's why it's called Lookout Mountain or Lookout Point or whatever it's called. Lookout Mountain. There it is. So I wonder if this is maybe just an Easter egg. I wonder if this is just Randy saying this is a place I used to go and you can see all of Denver and it's really cool.
No, everything matters.
So the question is this one of the 22 boots on the ground locations? Because there's nothing here. There's no sundial here, or at least the exact GPS, the exact GPS coordinates he gave us. I mean, there's nothing seemingly here. I don't know what this building is. I don't know if there's a visitor center and all that. Buffalo Bill Trail. So maybe one of the people in Denver.
Where we were gonna put remember the hunt we did?
Which one?
Remember when my brother was gonna go put the thing at that spot?
Oh, I didn't know that. That was it?
That was where it was.
Oh. Yeah. Apparently that's a popular area.
It is because it had a connection up with Buffalo Bill. Many people don't know Buffalo Bill from the Cody Museum is actually buried in Colorado. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, right. Okay. Are you going to show the starters? Well, eventually, Sassy, we will eventually. Craig Carter says matches up with the Beacon Star and being high on the hill overlooking the city. So it kind of matches the storyline, and the story is also something I want to get into. So those are two things, two pieces, and two more solutions. And I think there's many, many more to go. But Lookout Point or Lookout Mountain overlooks all of this. Also, Craig Carter, I almost forgot you sent the picture of that token. Let me find it, Craig. He sent a picture because Randy kind of showed us what we're looking for. So let me find your email. I thought I downloaded it. There it is. Something else to show Thursday. So check this out. Randy did a video where he was talking about the token that we're looking for, the actual token, and he kind of showed a picture of it. So Craig, being the the treasure hunter that he is, he slowed it down and he took a screenshot. So I don't know if that Beacon Star hotline is going to ring, but here we go.
I think Randy's stomach's going to drop.
Hey, Randy put it in his video. He had to know people were going to do this. So this, whoops. Well, I did because I turned it. That's why. Okay. So this is a replica, I think, of the token, but this is supposed to be the same size. So you get an idea of how big it is. This is the way I understood the video, and you guys go to the Valentine Goose page and you can watch this video. I thought this was the actual token, but he's not going to show us what's on the back because the back has got the engraving of the instructions. And I think there's a code you have to give to Randy so he can verify you found it. But this is the actual token. Look how small it is, K-Pro, right?
Yes.
And check it out. So what Craig did is he put that token on its side to give everybody an idea. Look, K-Pro. If Randy says he sanded this and he spray painted it, this could be inside anything. It could be inside a tree, a little groove in a tree, a little groove in a wall. Unless you knew exactly what you were looking for this sliver to grab it with your two fingers and pull it out. That's how hard the Beacon Star is. That's why you're not going to accidentally find it. You've got to solve the puzzles in the book in order to find this thing. So do you remember 3D Bronze's Running Man, the little statue that we have?
Yes.
You turn that on. That's the bottom of it to show for skating. Okay. This is what we've been looking for, sanded and painted to match the background. And if you guys remember when Randy said he went back, he couldn't even find it. He was like in the spot looking for it, and he had to go through whatever the puzzle is or measurement to know exactly where to look. And then he was like, there it is. So you pull it out. He says he looked at it, made sure nobody was around, put it right back in. That could be a notch in bricks, in a wall, in a tree. It could be anywhere, basically in Denver. So there it is. It gives everybody an idea of what we're looking for. And I want to wrap up. Craig says he said that's a duplicate of the actual token and he put a number 1 on it. Correct. Mike Packer Jack. Look how small it is. That's what she said. Nice. Okay.
Oh, you boys.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
You know what my daughter said today? So she hangs out with with her brother's friends and a whole group of guys that are down at the skate park, and she skates around and scooters around. She's like, Mom, I think I've decided I need some girlfriends. And even though she's kind of tomboy, she's really, into the masks and the moisturizers and all that. And I said, why? She goes, boys burp, get dirty, and make stupid jokes, and they think they're funny.
We are funny, aren't we? Come on.
No.
All right, I'll tell you a joke that Eric said. You remember this one? All right, here's a joke from my son, Eric. You ready? Whose birthday is in like 2 weeks. So I'll tell this joke in his honor. He said, why do boys fart louder than girls? Because boys have 2 speakers and a microphone.
I do not remember.
Get it? Think down in that area. 2 speakers and a microphone. That was pretty good. And that's like a 7-year-old joke. So
and that's like the dirtiest joke. And he was like nervous, like, ooh, I'm gonna say this. I
he
might
laughed his butt off.
Oh, he laughed. He's adorable.
2 speakers and a microphone. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up with one more thing. We're going to get into the text of the Beacon Star, because I think Randy has intimated, or actually outright said, there are hints in the text that will help you with the puzzles. And I think maybe this could be one of them. And I haven't heard this discussed anywhere before, but I was just reading it the other day in bed and thought, that could be it. So give me a second. Let me find it.
Yeah, wouldn't it be crazy if some of the stuff that you have to solve in Denver relates to the Beacon Star, and somehow Randy is affiliated with Forrest Fenn and his hunt, and somehow maybe that's what we're waiting on, is solving Beacon Star, and then Jack will give us the solution.
It ties in. Wouldn't that be crazy? Craig Carter points out that Randy did confirm it is not hidden in a tree, everybody. I did not know that Randy confirmed that. I know he said a knot hole in a tree is not a good idea from the other treasure hunt, but I didn't know he said it's not in a tree. So that's good info to have. But again, I don't try and guess. I want the puzzles to lead me there. You know what I mean? I just go by off of what's in the book.
So let me ask you, Craig was nice enough today to allow, and Matt, what do you have in store for the next one? Do you have others already teed up that you're allowed to share, or do you need people to message you, or what?
There are other puzzles. There are 2 puzzles I can think of off the top of my head that I don't think are common knowledge. They're knowledge. People here and there have them. I don't know if they've publicly been presented. The way I feel about it is so much time has gone by. It's okay. I may reach out to a couple people and ask just to make sure, or I may not. I may just go it alone. We'll see. But again, so much time has gone by, and I don't think that solving these is all of a sudden going to make somebody run out there and find it. I think there's a lot more to solve. I think we're just scratching the surface. Our sundials aligned to the North Star. I think they're supposed to be. I think to properly read a sundial, you are supposed to point it at the North Star, but I could be wrong on that, RF. Okay, David Crump, I hope you're all right. He's saying they got a 70-mile-an-hour storm going. So check out. This is a text from chapter 1. There's Randy. From chapter 1 of the Beacon Star.
Wait, what? There's Randy?
No, the picture I just had up was of him. So again, I saw somehow it's gotten to a Word doc. It's crazy. I don't know how. So that way it could be searchable. But anyway, listen to this. See if you think this is a clue. Okay, Pro.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. He says, why don't all right, I missed part of it. Hang on. He's talking about the wagon, and he's got a really weird thing. Okay. Too excited to eat, Jameson found himself outside watching Horace. Let me zoom in here so you guys can see it. 300%. Too excited to eat, Jameis found himself outside watching Horace, Putnam's assistant, hook up a small pony to a large wagon. Other than 5 rows of benches, it looked like a normal wagon, and it was once again nothing like Jameson had seen before. 5 rows of benches. What puzzle did we use that had 5 rows?
The 5x5 thingy.
The 5x5 Polybius square. Now, is that a hint to that?
Yeah.
Maybe 5 rows by 5 rows. That could be a hint, right? And he uses the wagon to convey that hint. So if this is how my logical brain works. If that's true, that he used the wagon as a placeholder in the story for a hint, maybe he used the wagon in another area as a placeholder for a different hint.
Incredible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we go down to the next place.
Can you hit Control Find and go wagon?
Exactly. And it's in here a lot of the story.
Oh.
But this is the one I want to talk about right now before we wrap up, because we're coming up on an hour.
Come on.
Out of nowhere, Jameson says, why don't the wagons use the rest of the street? That's for wagons coming from the other direction. We need rules to keep things moving. Otherwise, it gets all locked up and nothing moves. So why don't we use wagons? Why don't wagons use the rest of the street? That's for wagons coming from the other direction. We need rules to keep things moving. Otherwise, it gets all locked up and nothing moves. K-Pro, what do wagons usually ride on?
Wheels,
Right. And what does the entire wagon usually ride on?
an axle.
No, the entire wagon rides on what? Not
Okay,
part of the
You're
wagon.
saying the exact same thing 3 times, Greg, from Dan's interview. Use different words, darling.
Okay, chat room. What does a wagon ride on? What does any vehicle ride on? If you go for a ride in something, what are you usually riding on?
Oh, the carriage?
No, that's part of the wagon, not part of the wagon. Let's see what everybody, if anybody in the chat, we're not ending tonight until somebody gets it. It can't just be me.
Randy, please call in. Please call in, Randy. The ground?
The ground, exactly. If you're in a wagon, they're riding on a ground. But if you're in a city, what could it be instead of the ground?
Roads, the pavement.
A road, a pavement, exactly. So in the Beacon Star, in that kind of a setting of that kind of a town, it's not going to be a paved road like a highway, right? But what could the street be made out of?
I freaking give up, dude.
Well, just we're guessing. That's all.
Dirt.
Dirt. What else could it be made out of?
Concrete, pavement, bricks.
Bricks, exactly.
Oh my gosh, bricks.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 10 pages that have bricks on them. They have a poem in the middle and they have numbers. Forget about this jagged edge where I ripped it out of the book in frustration. But all these different poem pages have these bricks or what could be considered cobblestones around the outside, right? So when I hear the text that says there has, I better bring it back up so I don't get it wrong. When I hear them talk about a wagon, why do the wagons come in different directions?
Cobblestone, gravel, bricks.
Yeah, exactly. All that stuff. Check your email, BSFBQA. All right, I will check my email, Craig. I don't know what BSFBQA means,
That means
but I will check it.
baloney, Facebook, Q&A.
Quinoa rice? I don't know. All right, so let me go back to, I should have left it open, huh? Let me go back to the text real quick, because it could be breaking news. It could be nothing. I don't know. This is what I'm putting it out there so people can tell me what they think.
Well, especially like the Craigs and Sassies and like those that have been working on this. Do you think this is breaking news, or do you think Mike's crazy? And that's okay. Call him crazy.
Well, I haven't told you what it means yet. So yeah. There's more to it than that. Other than 5 rows of benches that look normal, that's a Polybius square, maybe. There's some other things about the wagon. Why don't the wagons use the rest of the street? That's for wagons coming from the other direction. We need rules to keep things moving. Otherwise, it gets all locked up and nothing moves. Okay. So if something's all locked up, what do you need to unlock it? If anything is locked, what do you need to unlock it?
A key.
A key. So, and then one of the puzzle pages says this. One of the puzzle pages says this. Herein lies the key. So is that little paragraph about the wagon saying the wagons get all locked up? Does that mean that this page, this key, is therefore used to solve the poem pages? Does that make any sense to anybody?
Well, I was with you. Hold on, go back.
Okay.
I was actually thinking, do you shrink up the big thing, the big guy, and use it as a key to the one that had the one on the lower right-hand corner?
Mm-hmm.
As that's how you overlay them.
I don't know. Well, Randy said you don't have to take any pages out of the book, and it seems to me you'd have to take a page out of the book in order to do that.
I was just thinking, like, do those two relate then?
Which, yeah, right. Because it has a picture of it. That's the normal logical thought. Is this must mean this. But according to the story, the wagons, because they need something to get them unlocked, if this is the key, maybe the Fibonacci sequence that is on those poems. Let me show you, K-Pro.
Now, do you think it's odd that this right here, this is exactly the same size as these? So you can overlay them.
What's exactly the same size? Hang on.
So if you put you can't see it, but if you put these up to the light,
it's the same as the spiral?
It's the same size as the spiral.
Oh, interesting. I never actually caught that.
Yeah. Okay.
So that page is the Fibonacci sequence, which is the sequence of numbers. And those numbers are on the brick pages. So the numbers are there. I believe these numbers and the binary numbers are the Fibonacci sequence. So when it says herein lies the key, I just wonder if that section of the book talking about the wagons coming the other way, you have bricks going this way and you have bricks going this way. and that they'll get locked up. So there's rules so they get unlocked. And I wonder if that's a hint to the page that says herein lies the key. I hope I explained that right. Hey, we did get a super chat from William. He says there's a historic wagon trail through Denver. There's historic staging areas still there and numbered. There's roughly 10 to 12. I've seen them and the trail is still there. Oh, that's cool. What if it was literally a wagon trail we're looking for?
Oh, look at Sassy's comment.
If you map out the locations, they follow along the spiral in Fibonacci order. Okay. And is that the GPS locations from page 35? I think you can make it work. So that's something we're definitely going to look into. Can you drop that image over the big puzzle? I mean, the Fibonacci over, I don't know if he means the Fibonacci page over the big block of code. Yeah. Nautilus, the golden ratio. That's something it says it's the key. There's something to the solution based on these numbers, right?
Herein lies the key. Yeah, this is the key to something.
Therein lies the key. I mean, he told us. It's just what page do we use it on? That's all.
I think it's obvious, but then maybe too obvious.
Yes, that page. And that page is another one that's really pissing me off because I have no idea what to do with that or the triangle page. Now, here's the other thing. Randy said in a recent video when he was talking about the pyramid, the triangle page on page 74, he said, well, maybe you think of other things shaped the same way. And he made a thumbnail of that video of a sundial. So the question then is, how could the sundials that we found on page 35 help us solve this puzzle? If that's what it's
you're over time. Oh, we don't want Randy to call us and interrupt.
All right. All right, everybody. That's it. That's Beacon Star Thursday. We're making progress. We're getting there. We're going down the paved road with all the wagons with Putnam and Jameson and Horace. We're going to get into the story. I might even just read it. What if we read page by page and then we go over what we think could be hints toward the puzzle?
I don't think we should read the entire book. I think we can read excerpts because that's under fair use. But if you read the whole book,
yeah,
somebody could solve this without have bought it, and it's $7 freaking, and we're giving away a bunch of them, so they should get the book.
People, what have we always said? Support people who do treasure hunts. I know Randy's hit the 500 book mark. He should get up to 1,000. I don't know why it's not already at 1,000, but there is a link to order the book off Amazon, $7. Give it to someone you love, put it on your shelf, just read it and get pissed off like I did for a very long time. So if K-Pro can get into it, anybody can get into it. So do you see how, even though it's a seemingly, well, it's because you're not interested in Codebreaker Charlie stuff. That's all.
Okay, but right now I'm only interested because of you. I'm going to be honest. I really like the story. This, I'll figure out what triangles mean. And like this, I'd rather teach stats.
Big block of code.
Like,
yeah.
But I'm trying because it's called, just like on Mondays, I don't think you're enthusiastic about the conspiracy theory bridge, but
I am to a point.
And I am to a point with the Beacon Star because I do want to support a new hunt. I do want to support why GPS is the only way to solve any of these.
Remember, email me if you'd like a free copy of the book. Tell me why, and me and K-Pro will go through and pick a couple, and we'll send you the book, and you can work on it together. Beacon Star Thursdays. We're going to keep going until we solve it. Darn it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Any last words, K-Pro?
No, I'm going to say, if you have anything groundbreaking, do email me. I'm behind on the other emails, but Monday's show is going to be big, at least for me. I don't think breaking news in the same way as the treasure's been found, this or that, but there's probably 3 or 4 updates that I'm still in it. I'm weaning myself off a little bit. I will say, you guys on Thor, be nice. You guys, I've done more moderation in the last week than I have in the last 6 months. So be good to each other. We're all frustrated. We know Jack sucks. I mean, other people's trying to get through the end of this. I do think the treasure chest is going to go up for sale soon. That's going to be fun. Hey, Mike, you want to buy a treasure chest?
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, it'd be interesting to be involved in the process. I'll say that much. If we could actually buy it, that would just be crazy.
Crazy fun. It's almost as great as a storage locker. This would be even better.
Oh, yeah. We might even have our first sale for the storage locker coming up soon, but we'll go over that on Monday. Monday's show, Forest Fen Treasure Found. There'll be some breaking news, I think, from K-Pro. Beacon Star Thursdays. Thanks, everybody. Thumbs up, share the video, and we will see you next time.